Well, I'd like to share a few things I've gotten to take care of since the last time I came on the video. Shaved a little bit, kind of was able to get myself a little more cleaned up. Just, the way things were then. Kind of got my coffee and my water over here, all that I need. I'll tell y'all a little more stories now, but to start with, I'm going to kind of get back to this little work of an elephant here, and all the work that has been going into the thing. And I say there comes a time when with this other piece of pattern, you want to make sure you got the shorter end in the front and the longer end in the back, kind of like what we have here. And there's certain little steps we're going to take. We sometimes, with these elephants like this, put in little pieces of thread just in certain places, tie certain knots in certain places just to get it all in place. I've even heard the story about the things that tailors do when they make outfits. You know, how they kind of put a little knot in a certain place, but it's probably not all that often somebody does it with a stuffed animal. But that's how I do a stuffed animal, is try to get the parts in place the best way I can, like how it goes with and about this, to say that I've got a knot put in the front at the place where the top of the leg kind of joins on each side. And so with all the work that's going to come along, right about at the toe of the elephant, we'll put in another little knot here. And so it's about to come to that. Do want to share that I finally went down to that gallery in Frankfurt on Saturday, where I dropped off my stuff, got some paperwork to fill out. More than likely will be putting my stuff there. This won't be the first time that I've ever had my stuff on display in any kind of gallery or establishment type of place or for sale, but this will probably be my best experience with it, I'm hoping for. And, all the ways it's just kind of differed a bit from one time to the next. I think there's a place here where we're going to come about to the place where it joins between the inside of the leg and the little tab there. And so it's going to make the work come right in like this. And so as for what we're going to see, it's going to be the work it's going to come to be. And so I say this little time when we work in this way, I say, and so we finally got the place in here. I think we're gonna do the same little thing in the back of the foot here too. Try to make another little knot to go in there to try to fasten it along and make it so it's going to come out good and neat. Take the little time to do the little work it's going to take. I say we probably got that one coming a little out too much, but this little thing here, we're going to try to get the thread back in the needle and try to make the little knot here. Sometimes little things like this are just going to happen along the way. And so I'd say it's kind of different in this basement right now where I am doing this work, because my dad went out of town to North Carolina to stay with his mother. So it's going to be good times for us, take care of good things in life. And I'd say of all things that go on in my family, I say one of my dad's brothers has a son who's kind of sick, a cousin of mine who's sick, and so there's been little things to take care of there. That's kind of the reason why a lot of this stuff has been going the way it has been. And so with this kind of work, little knot in the back of the leg now, to the hind leg of the elephant we go. And so as for the knot, it's going to make its way down, going to the place where the knot is going to stay. And I'd say there's kind of little works that come along this project. I will say, due to the way that the weather is going to be for a few more days, thought I'd wait till next weekend to go back down to Frankfurt to set up, but we've kind of heard about weather conditions coming along that could later in the week hinder my trip, so that's going to be the way we're going to take care of things then. So as for now, get a little sip. And so there's one little other knot to take with the black thread here. We've got to find the place where the end of the thread is so we can get the work right into it. And so this is a little place where we got the next knot to take, go right into the elephant. So as for how this will all go, there's little lines we need to make, and then come down to it where we just sort of have a place where in the front of the hind leg we're going to put a knot in there, try to make it so it's going to come out in all its best ways, and see how we do, how it goes. It's just the place where the best, like a little tailor's work into a stuffed animal, is going to go. And now I'd say there's probably one little place in the middle of the foot on here where we're going to take it now. And so that's what it's all going to come right down to. And what it's going to be is that you will just see just how it goes along this line here. I do think there's a place here where even up at the front we might place a little knot just for now. There's going to be a little extra other type of sewing to be done when it comes down to putting that corner together between the neck and the two front legs. At a certain time in our work, we are going to take care of that. And so I say this is how it's going to go for now. And that is the place where we got the little line to be. And then there's one little place in the back where we must place it as well. make it so it's all gonna turn out so good to be little things of life. I say, work shall find its way to us, work shall make its way in us. And so, as for now, we take the work in its ways and make it so it's going to lighten the way. And this is the place where, as of the next thing you know, we're going to put in the other side of the elephant here. Put it against the other side of the underside here. So, as for this little spot, this is how it's going to do. And so, we got a little place to make a little line to go in. And so, as for the front of the body, make a little knot go in. I say, oh, the work is all going to be good as new, good as candy. I say, times in our lives we work ourselves away, making ourselves see newer, brighter things as they will come along. Doggone, I tell you, I just got a little place right there where I broke the thread, and we come back to the next part of the end of the thread, and that is where we will make another knot in the needle through the eye of the needle. I say, the work shall brighten itself due to us going to this work to make things like we say we will. I say, and that's of this little next place, it's going to come down to this. We're going to make another little knot in the thread because we lost that last one due to the little lousy piece of knot that was going through the thing. And so that is how, doggone, I tell you, it just keeps coming completely out. Sometimes you have to fool with this over and over again to make sure it doesn't go all the way through. And you have to also just take so much more of your time going about it. And kind of keep an eye on that skinny little strand of thread to make sure it doesn't go too far or go anywhere. And so that's how we get through this, and then try to make it so it ends just like that. I do say that it's coming to the point where we're coming to the front of the elephant too. Have a little line to make in about the same place, just to put a little piece of thread in. And I say that is about what it'll all just come down to. We finally got the knot, not the knot, but got the close to the end of the strand up to where it needs to be in the fabric. So we got that to come along, and it's coming along so well, making its way into the ways of the work and the ways of the well-being. And then come down to it, this is where the knot is going to end. So we got that little part done. We're going to go along here between the back of the tab and the front of the leg to make the little place in there where it's got to be. So that's where it's going to come along now, and then make its way all around the back to the other end. It's going to go make it so we all see a little piece of heaven. All is done together, and then finally put little places between the legs and the tabs in the front. And so that's where we got the next step to come along. We're making it through that okay and all right. And then finally we're going to get the knot right in. And so this is just what it's going to be. Perhaps we'll repeat some steps here. Of course, you don't have to go through the front and back of the foot like we did on the first one, but we'll kind of make more little marks in here to make sure we got it all directly right in its own place. And so this is where we're going to get the right knot to come in and make its way down to us and see what it's going to be. I say, as for the knot, that's what it's coming down to. And I think we're going to come up here to the corner of the leg as well. Take care of it in this place up here too. Try to get it so it's just about to where it's going to need to be. I'd say a little work shall come along and make its way into us, and we're going to work a little harder, make it come out so much better, I say. And there's probably going to be a few more knots to make before you go to completely sewing the thing, but I'd say that that's probably best we can do just yet. This is kind of a little skinny piece spool of thread here. The thread itself is not all that strong, probably. It's going to take a little more time in this video than I thought it would because of how the thread is, but I do believe it is a soft thread because an old lady passed away and her daughter gave me all these spools of thread after she died, so these are probably just a lot of old spools of thread that probably are the way they are because of their age. And so I say we got that little line to take care of. We're going to go back here, make our knot in this side as well. And, well, I just got myself another knot here, so that'll be the place where the thread will stop this time. And so we got little things we're going to manage here now. As soon as it comes down to it, we're going to cut this big piece off over here where it got all tangled up and stuff. So sometimes it's easier for me to do this when I'm not doing it on video, you know. And we'll make a little place up here in the toe of this back foot and get down to where the knot is really supposed to be. And so finally we're getting along, we're taking it its way, making it so it's coming through just right. And so I say, it's all going to be a little well. And then we've got one more knot to make before this video comes to an end. It'll be up here at the front leg, or more like the back leg, at the joining of the place. So thread along, work along, make it come along, and finally do the work that it has to be. Little work times and little hard times. We finally come along, making this thing the best it should be, best it will be, and then finally it's going to be the end. There's other steps we're going to take in another video, so this isn't the end of the series, but I'll end this video right here because it's been long. All the time it's been taking us to get through this whole process. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.